Logical mathematical intelligence. Logical mathematical intelligence is the ability to think rationally, detect patterns, and solve complex problems systematically. People with this intelligence often excel in math, programming, physics, or other analytical fields. They love mental challenges such as logic puzzles, Sudoku, or strategic games like chess and coding games. A real-life example: someone who spots trends in data instantly, or a kid who beats others in board games by watching just one round. Ideal careers include scientist, engineer, accountant, or data analyst. But this intelligence isn't just about numbers. Many successful entrepreneurs have high logical intelligence because they can predict markets and make data-driven decisions. In everyday life, these people tend to find solutions faster, like fixing a jammed printer without Googling. They also enjoy turning chaos into systems, even with simple tasks like organizing files or prioritizing to-do lists. The downside? They sometimes over-prioritize logic and forget emotional nuance in decision-making. But when combined with empathy, they make powerful leaders because their decisions are based on facts, not assumptions. Linguistic intelligence. Linguistic intelligence is the ability to use words effectively, both in speaking and writing. People with this intelligence are great communicators, idea sharers, and often excel at reading, writing, or speaking. They grasp meanings quickly, enjoy playing with language, and are fast at picking up new languages. A simple example: someone who crafts captivating Instagram captions or makes strong, clear arguments in a debate. Ideal careers include journalist, writer, lawyer, broadcaster, or public speaker. Even successful content creators often have high linguistic intelligence. They know how to make their words engaging. They enjoy word games like crosswords, puns, or debates. In daily life, they can energize a room just by storytelling or make people laugh with a clever joke. One downside? They might focus too much on talking and not enough on doing. Great with words but slow with action. But used wisely, their gift can inspire change because they know how to speak ideas that move people. Musical intelligence. Musical intelligence is the ability to understand, create, and express music through rhythm, tone, and melody. People with this intelligence are extremely sensitive to sound. They can detect pitch, rhythm changes, or even slight off notes. They easily memorize songs, create melodies, or play instruments with minimal formal training. For example, someone who can play a song after hearing it once, or a child who turns daily sentences into a catchy tune. Ideal careers include musician, composer, music producer, sound engineer, or music teacher. Even viral content creators who master audio trends on TikTok or YouTube Shorts often have strong musical intelligence. In daily life, they often brighten up the room by singing spontaneously or tapping rhythms on the table. They use music to study, set moods, or express emotions better than words can. The challenge is that they may struggle in environments with complete silence. Auditory stimulation fuels their brain. But when nurtured, this intelligence can produce emotionally powerful creations and unite cultures through music. Bodily Canesthetic Intelligence. Bodily kinesthetic intelligence is the ability to use one's body skillfully to express ideas, emotions, or complete tasks. People with this intelligence often excel in physical activities like dancing, sports, acrobatics, or crafting. They have excellent body coordination, precise muscle control, and learn best through hands-on experiences. Real-life examples include athletes who instinctively anticipate opponents' moves, or dancers who express deep emotions without speaking. Ideal careers include athlete, dancer, actor, surgeon, mechanic, or product designer. Even a skilled valet who maneuvers cars perfectly into tight spaces likely has this intelligence. In everyday life, they understand instructions better when shown physically than when just reading. They love to move, often can't sit still for too long, as their body is their thinking tool. The challenge? Learning in environments focused only on reading and writing, without physical engagement. But when nurtured, they can innovate through action, building, fixing, and creating things that people can see and touch. Spatial intelligence. Spatial intelligence is the ability to accurately perceive and manipulate shapes, spaces, and directions in the mind. People with this intelligence can visualize objects in 3D and easily understand maps, diagrams, or blueprints. They often have a strong visual imagination and can create beautiful or functional things just from a mental image. For example, an architect who designs a building from a raw idea, or a gamer skilled at the strategy games due to great directional instincts. Ideal careers include architect, graphic designer, photographer, pilot, illustrator, or urban planner. Even someone who rearranges a room to make it feel larger without buying anything new demonstrates this intelligence. In daily life, they respond strongly to visuals, interested in colors, layouts, and object arrangement. They excel at games like puzzles, Minecraft, Tetris, or anything involving space and form. Their challenge may lie in verbal communication, as it's often easier to see than say their ideas. But when guided, they become incredible visual creators, designing real and virtual worlds that are both stunning and practical. Interpersonal intelligence. Interpersonal intelligence is the ability to understand and interact effectively with others. Individuals with this intelligence are highly sensitive to others' emotions, motivations, and intentions, even without being told. They tend to be sociable, easily read people's moods, and can adapt their communication based on who they're speaking with. For example, someone who can mediate a fight between friends fairly, or a leader who makes everyone on the team feel valued and heard. Ideal careers include teacher, counselor, team leader, psychologist, diplomat, or public speaker. Even content creators who know exactly how to speak directly to their audience's heart often possess this intelligence. In everyday life, they're usually the go-to person for advice or emotional support among their peers. They often pick up on subtle cues, like a glance, a tone shift, or a slight facial change. Their challenge is sometimes becoming too emotionally involved or overwhelmed by others' feelings. But when properly guided, they become compassionate leaders who unite rather than divide, making the world a more understanding place. Intrapersonal intelligence. Intrapersonal intelligence is the ability to understand oneself, one's emotions, motivations, and goals deeply. Individuals with this intelligence are often able to analyze and reflect on themselves well, recognizing their strengths and weaknesses. They know what they want in life, have a clear understanding of who they are, and manage their emotions effectively. For example, someone who can bounce back from failure quickly because they know exactly what needs to be improved in themselves. Ideal careers include psychologist, writer, counselor, or anyone involved in arts or other creative fields. People with this intelligence are also often very independent, with high self-control and the ability to self-motivate. They tend to be very wise in decision-making because they always consider various aspects of their inner self. In daily life, they often engage in practices like meditation or reflection to achieve mental and emotional balance. Their challenge can be becoming too introverted or withdrawing from social interaction, which can make them seem isolated. But when nurtured properly, they can become individuals with profound self-awareness, impacting the world in positive ways. Naturalistic intelligence. Naturalistic intelligence is the ability to understand and appreciate the natural world, including plants, animals, and other natural phenomena. Individuals with this intelligence have a strong connection to nature and tend to be highly concerned with their surrounding environment. They often spend time outdoors, observing changes in weather, plant growth, or animal behavior. A real-world example is an environmental scientist studying bird migration patterns, or a farmer who knows how to care for the land to maintain fertility. Ideal careers include biologist, ecologist, organic farmer, or conservationist. They are also typically passionate about sustainability and conservation, always seeking ways to maintain ecosystem balance. In daily life, they may have small gardens, houseplants, or volunteer at animal shelters. Their challenge may lie in feeling disconnected from the fast-paced, tech-driven modern world, which focuses more on artificial systems than nature. But when guided, they can become powerful change makers in creating a more environmentally conscious world. Naturalistic intelligence also allows them to understand and maintain the relationship between humans and nature in a harmonious way. Existential intelligence. Have you ever sat alone and suddenly asked yourself, what's the purpose of my life? Or why is all of this happening? If yes, you might have existential intelligence. Existential intelligence is the ability to think deeply about life's biggest questions, things that are invisible but strongly felt. It's not about math or memorizing facts. It's about meaning, values, and our existence as human beings. People with existential intelligence love to reflect. They often think about questions like, what is the purpose of life? What is true happiness? What happens after death? And how do we know what's right or wrong? They are not satisfied with answers like, because that's how it is. They want to understand the reasons behind everything. Even from a young age, they might show deep curiosity about the universe and life itself. Real-life examples? Think of philosophers like Socrates or Plato. But it's not just famous thinkers. A high school student who enjoys reading philosophy or someone who loves meditating alone in nature can also have this intelligence. Existential intelligence is also found in spiritual leaders, religious teachers, or anyone who tries to connect people with something bigger than themselves. They seek answers, but they're also okay living with questions. In a fast and busy world, people with this kind of intelligence often remind us that life isn't just work, sleep, repeat. They invite us to ask, what's all this for? And what truly matters to me? But remember, this kind of intelligence doesn't mean you always have the answers. Its strength lies in the courage to ask questions and the patience to accept that some things don't need answers today. So if you often feel called to reflect, to search for meaning, or to think more deeply than most, don't see that as a weakness. It's actually a rare and powerful kind of intelligence. The world needs thinkers. The world needs those who question, not just follow. And if you're one of them, congratulations. You have existential intelligence, and it's a gift to be proud of.